This is WWE Wrestling Legend Hall of Famer Tito Santana.
This is WWE NXT Superstar Lexis King.
And you are listening to the Source Wrestling Podcast. Arriba!
And you're listening to the Source Wrestling Podcast. Long live Lexis King.
You're looking at the best there
Austin
is.
316.
What do you guys want to talk about? I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
You will rest
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back for episode 27 of the Source WWE AEW All Things Wrestling Podcast with Joe
And
Mike.
yeah.
Yeah, and we got a Pre-Mania episode for y'all right now. It's going to be a really quick one because there's a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to be talking about Friday Night Smackdown 4/5/24, Hall of Fame 2024, the Slammy Awards, also AEW Collision 4/6/24, and we will end this show with NXT Stand and Deliver right before WrestleMania. We don't have time to lollygag, so let's go. The first up on this run-through recap episode is Friday Night Smackdown 4/5/24 from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. First off, we had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, won by Big Bronson Reed.
There's some big boys in this one.
Oh, yes, there was.
in it.
Omos, Ivar,
Ivar,
all those
yeah.
dudes. Yep, won by none than Bronson Reed. Congratulations to him. Next up on SmackDown, we had Zelina Vega versus Elektra Lopez, and this match was won by Elektra Lopez with the Elektra Shock.
Boom.
Done. Next match of the night, New Catch Republic versus A-Town Down Under, with New Catch Republic winning the match with that massive Birminghammer. Main event of the night is Jey Uso. Main event, Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa, with Jey Uso winning by disqualification due to bloodline interference. And that is a lightning round on Friday Night SmackDown 4/5/24 from Wells Fargo in Philly, WrestleMania weekend. Yeah. And as we cover the next topic, it is the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024, which we all know was led by the wise man, Paul Heyman. Headliner for sure. Great choice here. And I love that they did it in Philly, the home of ECW. Paul Heyman was inducted by the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. Next up was Bull Nakano, and she was inducted by Alundra Blaze, the women's wrestling legend from WWF,
One of her
WCW.
foes.
Yeah,
One of her foes.
A good choice to
interesting.
make the induction there. Then we had Thunderbolt Patterson, who was inducted by Scott Spears, a big NWA figure from back in the day where Thunderbolt had his run, and also the New Day as well. I don't know if there's some kind of relation there, but they were part of that induction. We then had the induction of Leah Maivia by none other than the final boss, The Rock.
Yeah.
And he was presented with the People's Championship during this, and we thought that was a nice touch. Yeah, the belt is pretty cool looking. Let's see if he brings it out at some point.
Still hate The Rock right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The final boss is he's been a thorn in all of our sides, but we're getting to WrestleMania. We'll cover that when we cover that. Next up on the WWE Hall of Fame Class 2024, it was the U.S. Express. It was Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, father of the late, great Bray Wyatt and uncle of Bray Wyatt as well. And they were inducted by none other than Bo Dallas and Mika Rotunda, sister of Bo and Bray. And last up on the Hall of Fame Class 2024, we had the late, great Muhammad Ali. He was inducted by the dead man himself, The Undertaker. And that is your Hall of Fame Class 2024. We had some great inductees and inductors. Very happy with it. Paul Heyman had the craziest speech I've ever seen in my life.
Ceremony, yeah.
Paul Heyman, shout out to him for bringing out the trench coat, the headset, the ECW cap.
Neat.
That was definitely vintage Paul E. Dangerously for sure. Hall of Fame Class 2024. We're moving on, guys, to the Slammy Awards. And just to let you guys know, once again, this is a lightning episode for everybody out there who usually listens to the full recaps and breakdowns. We're keeping it short and sweet here because it is WrestleMania season, and enough said. There's a lot of stuff to talk about here. Next up, we had the Slammy Awards, and I'm going to list the awards and their winners in the entirety starting now. Male Superstar of the Year, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Female Superstar of the Year, Rhea Ripley. NXT Superstar of the Year, Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy Time, winning the award, which I think was well-deserved.
Very well-deserved.
Another, speaking of well-deserved, breakout Superstar of the Year, L.A. Knight. Much deserved. Rivalry of the Year, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Match of the Year, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, WrestleMania 39, which that was a great match. I have to agree there. That was really good.
Great match.
Yeah, Rhea won her championship and never looked back. Faction,
Still not looking back.
Faction of the Year, the Judgment Day, which you can't disagree there. Social Star of the Year, Drew McIntyre. I feel like they made that award just for him, and we have to note that Chelsea Green came out and stole that award from him.
Yes, she did.
This guy is, he's killing it with the social stuff.
She first came out thinking it was her award before they announced who taking it.
Yeah, but Drew prayed for this.
I don't know how he wins the social award over Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Clearly, Logan Paul has an up on him on social media, so it's kind of weird.
But I feel like Drew has just been ripping the whole CM Punk stuff on social media and really killing it, with the shirts and the memes and everything,
Yeah.
I can see how they can give that to him.
Sure.
Best entrance, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Yes, which I thought it should have been Rollins.
Rollins, they're right up there.
He's got the best entrance with the best crowd participation.
Absolutely, yeah. Cody just gets the whoa.
It's not even close.
Yeah, the Seth Rollins is.
Yeah, he gets the whoa.
Yeah, he gets the whoa.
That's it, though.
Oh my God moment of the year. The OMG moment of the year goes to CM Punk for the Survivor Series return. Say less. That you really don't have to say anything else about it, because coming up right after that is the return of the year, won by CM Punk again for his return
2 Slammys
in Chicago. Yep, 2 Slammys for the Punker. Fan chant of the year is LA Knight is another winner for the chant. Mic drop of the year was given to the wise man, Paul Heyman. We all know he's untouchable on the mic.
Against Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Speech against Cody Rhodes.
Amazing. We had the Rizzy winner. That was Seth Rollins for the Riz. Is that what these kids are saying it is? It's Riz. He's got Riz. Seth freaking Rollins has got Riz, so he wins the Rizzy Award, I guess, guys. Villain of the Year, and this was very adequate. Villain of the Year was won by Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and there is no bigger villain in WWE right now, I would say. So that's a well-deserved award for Dirty Dom there. And lastly, Trash Talker of the Year is the final boss, The Rock. And I think that's also very adequate for what we've seen and heard, rather, come out of his mouth in the last few years. So that is your WWE complete list of Slammy Awards, guys, for 2024. We are going to transition into AEW Collision. Let's go. AEW Collision 4/6/24, lightning coverage, took place on 4/6/24 at the DCU Center in Worcester, Mass. We had the Living Legends, the top guys, FTR versus Top Flight. FTR gets the win with the Shatter Machine. Pac versus Encore Moore. Pac wins the match with the Brutalizer submission hold. Up next, we had Lion Hook versus Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. Your winners were Lion Hook with the Walls of Jericho. After that, we had the House of Black versus Brian Keith, the Bounty Hunter, Matt Sydal, and Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel. Winning this match, it was the House of Black, Buddy Matthews getting the pinfall. Up next, it was Yuka Sagasaki versus Trish Adora, with Yuka taking the win with a big splash. Claudio Castagnoli faced off with none other than The Butcher. The Butcher could not get it done. Claudio Castagnoli, BCC member, wins this match with the neutralizer. And to end it all on Collision, we had Penta El Zero Miedo versus Commander. And Penta takes up a big victory here with the Fear Factor. That is your lightning coverage of AEW Collision 4/6/24. for, and we are moving on to NXT Stand and Deliver right before Mania, where things are about to get really interesting, folks.
Woo!
Let's go.
So now we have our Lightning NXT Stand and Deliver recap.
Yeah.
Worth noting in the countdown show, they had Joe Gacy versus Sean Spears, which is a really cool matchup.
Awesome.
On Gacy's way out to the ring, he gets hit in the back by a chair, which set him in a disadvantage, but didn't work to a disadvantage. After a intense back and forth, Gacy fought through the pain to send Spears into the upside down. Gacy gets the win. Then the actual pay-per-view, or PLE, opens up with the NXT Tag Team Champions Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin.
Wolf Dogs.
Defeating Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I'd say it was a very entertaining fight. Nathan Frazier and Axiom were very high-flying and all the good things. But after Breaker miraculously kicks out of a Spanish Fly 450 splash, Frazier broke out of an end-of-days attempt only to be met with a vicious spear, signaling for the end of Axiom and Frazier and their dreams of being NXT Tag Team Champions. Next up, we had the NXT North American Champion, Obafemi, defeating Dijak and Josh Briggs in a triple threat match.
That's wild.
Now, I feel like Obafemi first felt kind of forced down our throats.
Okay,
now he kind of feels natural. This guy is a force. He's working his way through the roster here, and I think it's only a matter of time before, we see him get the call up.
He definitely has earned it, I gotta say. Big victory for him.
The match was just a bunch of brutes bruting each other around.
Yeah, man.
I'd check that match out if I were
Meaty
you.
men slapping meat.
Next, we had the throw-in match, I call it. Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan defeated Jacy Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame via submission. Now, it's cool to see because now, Thea Hale gets her redemption after they've been picking on her for so long. It's a feel-good story. We're all having a good time.
Yes.
Next up, we have the women's title up for grabs.
Very important match here.
And it's Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. And I'm going to be real with you. It was a barn burner. That's back
what
and
I
forth,
hear,
all the way to the end. But at the end of the day, it was like a pop rocks into a submission, and Roxanne gets that tap out.
Gets the job done.
Yep, got it done. Next up, we had Ilya Dragunov.
This is a big one.
Versus Tony D'Angelo,
the Don of the family.
And unfortunately, Ilya Dragunov defeated the Don.
He did.
It was a good show of respect after the match. It was a great match, honestly.
Hellacious.
Tony D'Angelo is a great wrestler.
Yeah, he definitely shined in that stand and deliver main event. He shined.
Yeah. Then we had Trick Williams against Carmelo Hayes, and yes, Trick Williams whooped that trick and defeated Carmelo Hayes. It was a great match. It was a good closure to that rivalry right there. So
I think Trick Williams getting the win there is awesome.
We'll see where it goes from here. That's Stand and Deliver. It's a quick lightning round recap for you.
Boom. You hear that? Take all that in.
Yeah.
And that is going to end our special lightning episode covering all of these amazing events before WrestleMania. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Source Wrestling Podcast. We are available on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, X, Instagram, TikTok. We are on it all. Once again, you are listening to the Source WWE, AEW, All Things Wrestling Podcast with Joe
and Mike.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys at WrestleMania.